narrative of what transpired where they are now, if the state government has any hand in it. I think yesterday we spoke, and the state government, it's basically not a state government situation. The Oba of that particular area, we're going to speak with him as well, possibly put a call through, because I know he may not be able to leave his palace, because we cannot treat ourselves like this. The government of the day cannot treat ourselves like this, regardless of who has whatever power or authority or connection. You cannot treat human beings like that. We are human beings. We may not have money, we may not be rich, we may not have what it takes that our political elites have, but we should be treated like human beings. Okay, we're not animals. I don't understand. We have a long way to go with how we treat ourselves in this country. That the fact that Nigeria has existed to this point is a miracle. The couple of persons even ask questions when you travel out of this country and you try to explain Nigeria and its dynamism with our complex multicultural religious affiliation. People ask questions, and how have you guys been able to cope together? So it's really not easy at all. I was listening to a particular space, and a Nigerian who stays abroad called via the radio, one of their radio stations in the US, I think, and what the person had to say about the country wasn't palatable. The person said, oh, in Nigeria, they dislike themselves, blah, blah, blah. I was like, wow. And he talked about all of these nuances that operate in this part of the world, and literally said everything stops on the table of leadership. The leadership in this part of the country is not credible at all. We don't even act like we're in a democratic dispensation. And unfortunately, it's not just only Nigeria. Do you know that Cameroon, and yes, you're saying what's going on in Cameroon?
It's terrible.
And Djibouti.
What are you looking for at 92? What are you looking for at 92? Tomorrow you will hear AU saying, oh, because there is coup there, the country is suspended.
There's already an uprising there.
Yes, why don't you come in now?
Even Djibouti, she did not allow any opposition whatsoever. The woman did not allow any opposition. So why do we have such characteristics in Africa, specifically black West African nations? Why?
It's terrible. It's all over Africa. Cameroon is a Central Africa country. Unfortunately, what we are seeing in West Africa, we are seeing it across all African countries. I don't know why
some people will even say Nigeria is better.
Yeah, because
where you have somebody who has been in charge of the country from 1999 till now.
He's been in power for 40-something years, and he's 92 years old. What's he looking for? That another person don't have better than him in that same country. Sometimes, I don't know, we create problems for ourselves, and at the end of the day, we now begin to shout. You saw what happened to Amabongo in Gabon last time. This C-type syndrome is still bringing something that it's not ending yet.
What is the problem? I want to understand.
Greed. It's greed and selfishness.
Because it's a similar pattern across African nations.
Yeah.
It's a similar pattern.
Felix Yofuboahin did it in Cote d'Ivoire over the years. One party stayed for so many years in power. Then before you know, when he left power, civil war came in. Because people's eyes were now open at, why one party state? Only one part of the country that are, the president comes from were those that were benefiting. So these things create problem. You can imagine what Paul Biya has been doing in Cameroon.
I can't believe it. It was the same thing too. You saw what happened with the Kenyans. Also Djibouti, the same thing too. They're not even allowing for any form of opposition there. And before you know, election results will come up. They'll be announced.
Even the so-called Rwanda we are praising now, Paul Kagame is overstaying in Rwanda. If he actually loved that country and for a repetition of what happened in 1994 genocide not to happen, he's supposed to by now even groom a successor. He must remain there. By now. Must he remain there?
So obviously, there's a lot to be considered in that regard. I wouldn't lie to you. African nations need to do better. We need to adopt a system that I really don't know, but they need to reorient their mindsets.
Yeah,
these OGs who want to hang on to power to God knows when. Sometimes one would ask questions, what is going on with the youth? Why are they not saying anything? How do you want to have anything against the government of the day when they have all the arms and ammunition? And sometimes there will be that kind of bloodshed and there will be no change. Do you know how heartbreaking it is when that kind of process happens and that change doesn't occur?
Madagascar just came out of their own. The Gen Zs took it upon themselves and got the president out of
You
power.
could even have such scenarios, and whoever is a young person that comes up becomes worse. They become tyrants. They become totalitarians.
Yeah, because at the beginning when they
it's
come
like
in,
there's a problem of not understanding the concept of leadership.
yes, at the beginning when they come in like, oh, we came on a rescue mission. That's what is happening in Uganda now. Museveni Yoweri has been there since Idi Amin left. Uganda thought Idi Amin was going to be the worst. He has stayed here now, like a monarchical system that until he dies, nobody can occupy that office. These are the issues. What is happening in Uganda now is not something that anybody should also think of.
I'm telling you.
So Africa countries, especially AU, we don't see all these anomalies.
Do we have an African Union?
Until it gets to the level of
moribund and redundant. It's
suspended.
only when it's time for chairmanship that you hear and how they collect and contribute money. That's basically all we can see.
There should be
Nothing
good governance. There should be transparency. There should be succession of power before you can now begin to talk of any other thing. Why don't you, also put this one as part of your constitution of the AU that you must not overstay in office?
It's terrible.
What is happening?
Oh well, ladies and gentlemen, you're on to the evening rush. My analyst this evening is Mr. Elvis Elimehele. Amoyele Showara is saying, do not let same politicians recycle failure across generations, calling on Nigerians to join the AAC, his political party, saying that the political party is going to be completely different. The fabric of how we run politics in this country and leadership will change. So, calling on young minds to join the AAC. Meanwhile, terrorists reportedly kill several worshippers early this morning today, while the new service chiefs who have been sworn in have vowed that they will crush Lakurawa, they will crush Mamuda, and they will crush Boko Haram. Just today, I think they were sworn in today, and immediately they were sworn in, they were already giving their remarks of hope and assurance to Nigerians. This terrorists who reportedly killed several worshippers during morning prayer in Katsina community. This has elicited the new army chief Shaibu vowing to crush Lakurawa and other terrorist groups in northern Nigeria. While that is ongoing, we have the ex-minister Timi Silva confirming a military raid on his Abuja residence, but however denied any link to an alleged coup, says he's in UK on medical treatment or medical vacation or something, medical checkup, that he has no idea, he has no inkling of whatever coup d'etat that certain persons mentioned him as part of. So if that you recall that the Mami had told us there is no truth in this, or for this man to come out. And even the government
have also said the same
that there
thing.
is nothing. I don't understand
why the government is denying it.
It was Shore's Sahara reporters that released that. Shore said something in one of the interviews that anytime these guys tell you something is not true, that is actually true, because they've been following up with conversations, following up with investigations. After that,
Esther, two scenarios has happened now that will make you to know now that there is element of truth in what is going on. First, the change of the service chief. Second one, now again, we just heard now that his house has been raided and that his younger brother has even been picked up.
Yes.
So, with all this,
and he confirmed it. Initially, they said the information was not true.
And the first one that came was that 16 military officers have been arrested. So we have had
it was those 16 military officers that they said was a coup, whatever.
Yes.
That the Nigerian military spokesperson told us that wasn't true.
That wasn't true.
Meanwhile, investigations were ongoing, and then a few days later, we heard about the military reshuffle in the cabinet, which a couple of Nigerians were like applauding. After that, we're now hearing of this raid after they've debunked several times. What is there for you to tell us the truth?
That's the issue with the Nigerian system of government. At the end of the day, when they eventually come and tell you the truth, you will not be interested any longer. Too much of lies at that top.
It's terrible, though. It's terrible. Meanwhile,
the government belongs to us.
Exactly.
So we need to know the truth.
Exactly.
We didn't plan. We are not looking for military. We are not planning for military rule.
Elvis, if I show you pictures of what happened at Oworoshoki.
Yeah.
My colleague that sent it to me, I couldn't look at them. I'm
seeing
kids here. There's not even a woman. Oh God, Mr. Elvis,
I saw a TV some days ago sharing the Lagos State government were giving compensation to those people. They said that their houses are demolished.
Mr. Elvis.
So what's going on?
The consequences of what transpired there. There's a picture of a woman who gave birth. It's gory. The babies, Mr. Elvis, children wearing pampers. Look at it. Unfortunately, I can't put this out here. Look at.
Yeah, no, this is
No,
this
scroll,
is
scroll,
this
scroll,
is this
scroll
is
through.
bad. This is bad.
Look at that. One is the woman that just
Oh,
who just
God,
gave birth
God.
there. So, what,
No, you can't put this on air. You can't.
what is the meaning of
Jesus
that?
Christ.
What do we, what are we doing?
Well, it baffles me whether we still have.
What are we
still
doing?
talk about. I mean, when they kept saying human right. Is this still available in Nigeria?
You can imagine that.
I mean, because if you want to talk of, I mean, you are evacuating people, you have to think of where next you are. I mean, going to keep them.
They're going to come and they're going. I spoke with one of the Take It Back movement, one of them in the Take It Back movement yesterday, and he was able to give us. In fact, he did not even say a lot of what transpired. To be honest with you, like I said, I would like to bring them on Friday. One of my colleagues, I spoke with him today. Barrister Darlington gave me his number and I called him. He works on one of the radio stations and he had actually been following through with the case, written a letter to the state government, to the governor, a letter of appeal actually to the governor. He was one who actually, all those pictures, and we're trying to call and make sure that those who are in the midst of the whole situation, they're able to come and give us their
the
purview.
best thing we can do as media, Esther, is to see whether we can get some of these people to the studio.
That's what we're trying to come and give
on
Friday to come, so to reach out to them, and even one of the traditional leaders there as well. Meanwhile, Senator Akpabio's sister-in-law is on a rampage again. So she's been making a lot of live videos and making some statements, and we heard that she's been excommunicated. And from the family, she and her husband. So she was angry, and like, who are you to excommunicate? If there is anyone that is a blue blood in the Akpabio family, it's her husband who is a blue blood. The Akpabio is not. And she made a lot of statements and allegations about the Senate president. She accused that he murdered somebody in France. She also said he also murdered in Akwa Ibom while he was the Akwa Ibom state governor. Let's take a listen to her, so it's not like we're just speaking at random.
Senate president, you talk. People of France, or that France government almost arrest you, put you for jail. Okay, you don't go contact make Nigeria here who you be. Now they just say pass the place. Senate president now he wants to see at the place. Now Senate president, Senator Akpabio, now you want to see at the place. The things why you don't do for Akpabio, why everybody just they look, people don't want to. Okay, your doors are get them. 8 years as governor. Senator, what happened? You are a shameless man. Shameless. Senator Akpabio, you are a Igara Emmanuel, please let him sue me for cyberbullying. He sues me for cyberbullying. Let him sue himself and his wife for all the murder in Akwa Ibom State. Let him sue himself. If you talk nonsense, you see, waiting happen for France, you're fine. You see that rape matter for France? You see that rape? The rape case in France. Person for France. You can't develop your paper. You them mad? Take Akpabio. See when my husband broke ground. Make it the governor. You want to come and sit on my head and my children's head. And you're the all of you, Senator Akpabio. Don't tell you all of it. Who are to man say boss feel about Akpabio? Child of Akpabio. Never see. I mean, you want to tell me. They say these chiefs you want to call. The police people you want to call. Before you see my death, that's when I will see your death. There is no other thing I'm getting. Yes, I mean, nobody. But if I'm a child of the spirit, before you send them to kill me, or my children or my husband, I said, you're not your own. And are you mad? Are you normal? So you know what? I feel people worse. They come to say part is cyberbullying you. Some of them now where they claim so now from greater Akpabio family. Now papa is not to mama. They come to they talk. You are Senate president where they talk who be papa. That's why we don't die. The father that died is he an Akpabio? It's his father. It's his father. My husband said the original blue blood. Now the past say excommunicate is right. Yeah. You're gonna move. Say I'm very sorry. 300 million plus sitting in his office. People are working like dilapidated buildings that you cannot even adjust the structure. You have to put it down and rebuild it. You come and talk to me. Now for them, they sleep with each other. It's incest, left, right, and center. that you don't even know whose wife is giving back to whose son. Come and talk to me, say I'm excommunicated. I don't excommunicate the wife of the Senate president. Eh? Have you excommunicated her? The evil has gone. My own better, my own better well. You know, say my own better say if I dey fuck, I dey go fuck.
Hey, okay. Sorry. She really said a lot of things, and if you notice, I really tried to mute. She kept on abusing. If you notice the skip, I was muting a couple of words that she said. Statements from Governor Senate President Akpabio is that she's mentally unstable because she's really been calling out the Senate President, warning him to be careful. She had said she wants to come back to the Senate. She wants to be a senator by 2027. We thought it was one of their Akwa Ibom internal wranglings and all of that, but she hasn't been this explicit. She said she had a lot to say, that he had better be careful, that people are waiting for him, his cup is full, that of he and his wife, and all this while she's been doing live videos on her, I think her name is Princess Atta. She's been doing live videos on her Facebook page, but no attention was given to her. Now, a couple of Akwa Ibomers are saying that because Godswill Akpabio is refusing to grant some family members contracts, he doesn't want to be wasteful with money, and this is a way of trying to bring him down. So persons have said, oh, this is their son, this is a first time somebody from the south is there, and that these are internal elements who intend to make sure that they spoil his administration and bring him down. But this has become recurrent. She even mentioned Natasha and all that, mentioned certain derogatory statements. And she's not in Nigeria, actually. She and her husband are in the US. I don't know what Godswill Akpabio and his legal team intend to do about all of the things that she said. I don't know if she has evidence to buttress her point. But this is a problem of leadership. Why can't we have leaders that have a clean slate? There's a problem with having leaders that do not have dirty linens or skeletons in their cupboard, because this is what will always happen when you don't satisfy certain persons or you don't meet their needs. All of these things will come up. Godswill Akpabio, ever since she's been saying all of this, has not actually tried to clear the narrative. Understand? The only thing we heard immediately that she's been making all the statements was that she and her family has been excommunicated. So excommunicated from where?
Esther, is this outburst is too high, for
she said
Akpabio.
it was. She said more. I didn't want to play. She said a lot of terrible
because
things.
She has been saying so many
She made
things.
allegations, dangerous allegations.
Because for Akpabio not to react to, but again, as a leader, there are some things you don't even look into. But can she substantiate all this?
That's the question.
I mean, if she cannot,
she called him a murderer. She called him a rapist. She said she did something. He murdered
does
someone
she
in
have
France.
Evidences to all those ones?
She also accused that she said a lot of terrible things.
Yeah, these are very weighty allegations.
Said he has a lot of children that are not from him. Also called the wife. So I know she's not in Nigeria. Is there a possibility of Akpabio suing her?
That's the next step we'll be watching to see, Esther.
For slander or defamation, if there's no evidence to bring.
If she cannot back up this claim with evidences, then that means she will appear in court, and maybe when she gets to court, she will be able to provide
appear
the
in court in the US or in Nigeria. She's making all of these allegations in the US.
That's another issue, another angle to it. If she was here, I think I would have taken her much more serious than she's there in the US. I don't know. She said that the husband is from the same family with Akpabio. So that makes Akpabio a brother-in-law. She's
Akpabio's sister-in-law.
Yes. Akpabio is a brother-in-law to her. So
yes.
I don't know why the husband has not even also weighed in if the wife is saying all these bogus allegations against his brother. I mean, Akpabio is the third citizen of this nation.
Exactly.
And by right, I mean, somebody of that nature. Let's take Akpabio out of this and look at the office.
Exactly, the office.
The office is what we are defending here.
Yes, not
Esther,
Akpabio
when we are
himself.
talking in this studio this evening, we are talking about the office.
The office.
Not Akpabio.
Akpabio the sanctity of that office.
Akpabio is a human being.
Yes.
And as a human being, most of these things this woman says.
He's not infallible.
Every human being can commit most of those allegations we are talking about.
I mean,
but we are looking at that third position.
To be honest, the politicians, we know what they're into.
So I cannot vouch for any politician, because especially Nigeria politicians, we know the antecedent when they need whatever they need and they have the means to get it, they go straight for it and get it at all costs.
And they don't care.
But it's the office we are just talking about. That office is sacrosanct, and we don't just want that office to just be drawn on the moon.
Exactly.
But Akpabio, I am not a spokesperson,
But
I cannot defend
why all
him.
these narratives around that office ever since he came on board? I haven't really heard such controversy on that particular seat until this man came there.
Yes, it shows somebody that people have actually been monitoring and be following up all his antecedents.
If you remember the whole NDDC Bohaha.
Yes, remember they always say the person's cup will get filled up one day. We saw him when he was a minister for Niger Delta at that time.
Yes.
When NDDC matter broke out.
Yes.
That has not even been managed up. That bogus allegation has not been cleared.
Buhari was the president at the time.
Before he now got, you saw the way he even came into the Senate. He never contested. Before we knew, primaries, before we knew, they brought him in, and all that became history today. Not even coming in, he now became the Senate president,
Okay.
So, if you look at the way his ways have been going since he left the governorship of Akwa Ibom State, it's been something that are very doubtful. So, little wonder what these kind of allegations are coming in and is making waves, because people have been following his antecedent. I'm not defending him. I'm defending his office. Therefore, if he knows that this woman has slandered his name, Akpabio is a lawyer. He knows what to do.
Yeah, proper step sanction, because she been doing live videos, making insinuations, making statements. But when Akpabio's team said that she's been excommunicated, she just came full on.
Yeah, but why the excommunication? Why?
Have you been following her page? Have you been seeing her live videos? Have you been hearing her insinuations?
That has to do. That means that is coming from the family and the village. So those are people that are even supposed to mediate and say, okay, let peace reign. So that the name of our son, who is at that high position, must not be drawn in the mud.
She had alleged that he had stepped on toes, used people, and that he has not been able to compensate the people that he had used. I mentioned all the while he was governor, when he was NDDC boss, talked about contracts given to people that were not from his community. A lot of allegations that she had made. So I'm not surprised that Godswill Akpabio decided to make the statement he made.
Yeah.
But after that, that's when she began to unravel.
Another school of thought will tell you that what this woman is looking for, because she did not get it, that's why she came out. That's another school of thought. So there are many angles to it.
Well, meanwhile, there was a mild drama which played out at the National Assembly today when some officials of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board staged a walkout during a session with the House of Rep Committee on Basic Education and Examination Bodies. The lawmakers had requested the JAMB Registrar, Professor Ishak Oloyede, to present some documents before the committee. But Oloyede was absent today and was represented by Director of the Board, Muftal Bello, who arrived at the National Assembly complex with other JAMB officials. So, trouble started when Bello insisted that journalists could not be allowed in the room during his presentation, as he argued that the documents he intended to present contained sensitive information. Now, his request was rejected by the committee members, who insisted that the proceedings were public and that the JAMB official could not dictate to them how to conduct their affairs. So, following the disagreement, the agitated JAMB official angrily ordered his team to leave the meeting, and they walked out of the session, leaving lawmakers startled.
Esther, when Oloyede matter happened, I think last year when JAMB matter.
Oloyede wasn't here.
But he's the head of that agent.
No, you don't understand. He wasn't here.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He sent a representative. What guts or audacity? They made that team to walk out because they said they did not want press to be there. They walked out. That is how a whole National Assembly, that is the see finish.
See finish will always be there. Now, the National Assembly themselves, have they respected themselves?
Well,
these are National Assembly that will tell you they are going on oversight whatever, and they go there and start asking the agencies some money for all this and all this. That's where the see finish came in. But whatever happens, since Oloyede is still the DG of that parastatal of that agency, Esther, his name must be mentioned. I've lost confidence in JAMB since 3 years ago when my son had issues with JAMB. I told you in this office.
Mr. Elvis.
Again, what happened?
We already know this. That was why they were invited. Yeah. There's been a lot about JAMB. that have been talked about lately. For example, with the recent examinations they did, the glitch and all that.
The glitch.
So it didn't make sense. Nigerians had called for Professor Isha Koloyi
That led to the
have been
death of
suspended.
candidates.
One of the ladies committed suicide. But do
Yes.
you know what it is for the National Assembly to invite you for questioning? You started making demands that you don't want the press to be there to cover such an event. What kind of sensitive information that on the document you want to present that you feel that press should not be there?
For an agency that is not a security agency.
Can you imagine?
It's just an examination conducting body.
And you had the audacity
I don't
to
know what-
angrily tell your officials
I don't know
you
the
walked
kind
out.
of sensitive information that they
And
had
it was
here.
while I wondered why they allowed them to walk out for before they were asking the sergeant at arms to arrest the JAM officials. But they had left the premises.
But these people have seen them. They know whom they are. They know too well tomorrow that when they said they are coming for oversight function, they are coming to collect Ghana must go.
Mr. Elvis,
These
it
are
doesn't
the
make
issues.
sense. Do you know what it is that our
Esther,
institutions...
you have to first of all respect yourself before anybody will respect
So
you
the
better.
National Assembly has disrespected themselves.
This
They've
is
turned
a National Assembly
They've
now.
turned to rice.
Are we feeling them? We are not feeling them. That's, I mean, it's the way you lay your bed and you lie on it. This is what they I mean, to me, I'm not surprised.
My God.
Because even when they get all these invitation to the National Assembly, come and do this, after that, do you hear anything again?
Mr. Elvis,
Would
in
you
that kind
hear?
of situation, were those officials not meant to have been detained?
Eh?
What right do they have to walk out? Because
Where-
your
that is-
question, you need to respond to questions. There's something wrong
where-
with that institution, JAM,
where-
and you're supposed to respond to questions. You cannot come there and tell them how they should run whatever questions they want to ask you, and you don't want the press there. Why don't you want the press there?
There are two issues here. If things work as normal in this nation, those guys are liable to be detained. Unfortunately, things are not working as expected. If you go out now for a vox pop, Esther, you will see Nigeria will say they support those white JAM people that are left, that they are not feeling the National Assembly. So that's just it. So things are not working as expected. You have to respect yourself. For anybody to also, you earn it. To anybody to respect you, they have not respected
It
themselves.
doesn't make sense.
Eh.
Mr. Elvis, the DSS arrested an individual who wrote a comment on social media in Port Harcourt for a military,
concern,
And in as much as, yes, what the DSS did, a couple of persons will say is commendable. You don't ask for anarchy. You don't ask for a destabilization of the country. But the aspects where the DSS were meant to be active in catching criminals, in apprehending criminals, in tracking them, they've not been able to do that all this while. I was just telling you that some daredevil terrorists reportedly went
this
to
morning.
a mosque this morning while
and
people were
slaughter
worshipping,
Nigerians.
and just like that.
But if you spit against the president, the DSS will locate you. They will have a tracker.
Is the DSS for the president
No,
or for
I
Nigerians?
mean, it's for Nigerians. They will have a tracker to track you when you speak against the president. But they will never have tracker to track bandits and militants, and terrorists that are even doing live video with their victim being tormented in a live video to track that scene. That's to tell you. That's what you are saying in the National Assembly as well.
Mr. Elvis,
It's one-sided. When
we
it's
have
one-sided,
a
people
long
take
way
a
to
vote.
go.
So that's the government is
when
no longer
our
working as
officials are not
expected.
being held accountable.
Yeah.
When
No
government
deterrent.
agents,
No
when
deterrent,
government
man,
agents
yeah.
feel they cannot respond to anybody, they do as they like. You treat people like people are something else. On what stance? Why are we having such audacious
Esther.
attitude with the brazenness of crime and criminality taking the order of the day? I'm actually not happy, Mr. Elvis.
You will not be happy because you just made mention of Oworo issue now. They have a representative. They have a legislator. They have legislators, both at the State House of Assembly and at the National Assembly. That Oworo belong to a constituency in this nation. But you will not hear their executive now. The constituency member now, whatever legislator or whatever from there, speak on this matter. Then how do you not think that those people who are going through this torment will ever respect somebody they voted for to be in power? Abroad, if anything happens to you within your constituency, the first person that takes your matter to the assembly is your legislator.
Exactly.
To be debated and say, this is what is happening in my constituency. This is how so person. Senators and all legislative members are accessible, but only here in Nigeria. By the time you get into power, you buy a bulletproof. They don't even buy. They give them free bulletproof car with tinted glasses, and you don't know those people that voted for you because 4 years time when you come. Whether you are voted for or you are not voted for, the vote is going to your vote does not count. It doesn't mean anything. This is this the problem is much because until the day we can make ourselves to be relevant before these people, that is, we have an electoral system that works where our vote will count before these people can be accountable to us. They know too well that when they come 2027, they are going to get back to the house the same way they got in there in 2023. So they will not value you and I, Esther.
So Elvis, let's take a listen to Daily Timmy during a recent interview with Teju Babyface. He was quite bold in the assertions he made. I was scared because I don't know, you don't speak like that. He's not the only person who spoke. What I mean, you don't speak like that is we have seen that kind of way of expressing yourself is not tolerated,
DSS will come after you when they cannot go after the bandits.
But he seemed not to care. And also we had Sanusi Lamido Sanusi as well, Emir, also speaking about the fact that we do not have a class.
And he spoke the truth.
We'll listen to that. Let's take a listen to Daily Ferret.
Delude themselves, can continue to delude themselves, but Tinubu knows, INEC knows, the judiciary knows, and so do a lot of Nigerians, that Tinubu did not win the presidency. He stole it. I said if he won the presidency, I'll leave Nigeria on exile. So let me clear that up. For him to have won, the people would have had to have voted for him. We didn't vote for him. He stole the presidency. Yakubu and INEC sold him the presidency. The presidency is not an expression of the people's will. It is an expression of the debauchery of INEC and the height of our judicial corruption. He did not win the presidency. If I had left, I would have been sanitizing and deodorizing a skunk. If nothing else, I rise and fall by my word. And when I said that I would live on exile if this man won, it was so that people will know that I do not believe Nigerians to be depraved enough to be possessed of the idiocy to vote somebody like him into power. And they did not. Anybody who prefers to delude themselves can continue to delude themselves, but Tinubu knows, INEC knows, the judiciary knows, and so do a lot of Nigerians, that Tinubu did not win the presidency. He stole it. So I'm not living because he did not win. It's that simple. That I'm still here is in rebuke of him. It actually cost me a lot more to stay here. It's not just the multiple level of danger that I face on a daily basis by remaining in Nigeria. Because if they will be planning my murder 3 years ago when they were not in power, one of his goons in Lagos State was the one sat at the head of the plot to kill me. They are the ones in power now. Ordinarily, I should run now. But I'm here. I am here because he did not win. He knows it. And every man and his dog in Lagos State knows it. He was beaten resoundingly in Lagos on the 25th of February. He couldn't even make 15% in Lagos. Shegun Agbaje, the INEC commissioner in Lagos State, cannot produce the form EC8A for Lagos State up till today. I was the person who was charged by the OB legal team to collect the election material from INEC. He could not, up until today, INEC in Lagos State cannot give us the form EC8A, which is the polling unit level result. Because they know he lost. He lost woefully. He was thoroughly rejected across the length and breadth of the state that he has held hostage. For 24 years, as at that time, he lost. So how much more the other parts of Nigeria? Let them continue fooling themselves. He has snatched it, grabbed it, but he can't run with it. And that's why we are all in the mess that we are in today. So yeah, if he had won, if Nigerians had been foolish enough to have voted for him, I would have left. It wouldn't be because of him. It would be out of protest that I could be stuck with such evil people who would have found the grace to vote for somebody like him. But as I have said, they did not vote for him. They rejected him. He has forced himself on us. And we can't do much about that.
All right. The Lagos State House of Reps Speaker Mudashiru Basa had said that indeed the APC did make some mistakes at the time, but they would actually make sure that it doesn't happen. They had looked at all the areas that there was a vacuum, and they have systematically worked on ensuring that a repeat of what transpired in 2023 does not happen again in 2027. I am sure you're already seeing the signs. They have meetings almost every week. They have tried to use social media to re-engineer the minds of the youth, especially those who did not understand or who did not want APC to come back anymore. They reeled out a couple of factors that led to what happened in 2023, and they have vowed that that will not happen in 2027. You saw how the local government elections went. You saw how everything took place, and the restructuring and reorganization of a lot of things. So they're saying that what transpired in 2023 will not take place again in 2027. Albeit while that case is in point, let's take a listen to the Emir Sanusi also speaking in reaction to what he considers the political elites and their classlessness. All right.
This society. Nigeria is a classless society. If you take the people you call leaders, go to the Senate, go to the House of Reps, you can go and pick 109 Nigerians at random without election. Put them in the Senate chambers, and the results may not be different from what you're getting now. Okay? Because the truth is, you have highly educated people in government, but they behave like illiterates. They forget their education behind. When you talk about praise singing, why would a man who is an educated man, an accomplished man, why would he be a praise singer to anyone? Why would he not be able to face his boss and say, Oga, we're not doing that, this is the truth? And why would a person in authority not have the confidence to listen to those around him and take criticism? Okay. So you've got people who are supposed to be the representatives of the values of society. By the time you become a governor, honestly, you should be beyond looking for money. You have been given an opportunity to take care of the lives of millions of people, to educate children, to save lives, to provide health care, to build infrastructure. All you are thinking of is a car, a house. I mean, are you that cheap? Or some bank account, and you see them, and at the end of the day they leave office. After a few years they die, and the children are fighting over the money. Then they get the money, and then they go on drugs, and everything is wasted. That money would have been better spent educating millions of young people and saving lives. So if we really want to fix this country, we need to have a class. The ruling class needs to have values beyond stomach infrastructure.
So, Mr. Elvis, there's a problem, all right, with how leadership is structured. You remember we're talking about not just in Nigeria, but other African nations.
Countries.
There is an endemic issue, Mr. Elvis. I wouldn't lie to you. And something needs to be done by the elites in charge. They need to go for a conference, a leadership conference. There needs to be a reorientation of their concept, of their thinking. They need to understand what leadership entails in line with the constitution. I cannot comprehend it, Mr. Elvis, to be honest with you. People are speaking out and they do not care. You heard what Dele Faratimi said. Yeah. This was in a public forum. He was not afraid. He wasn't scared. It wasn't something he secretly disclosed somewhere. This was in an interview. Lamido Sanusi, this is not the first time he's been saying this. He's been very astute. He's also been very vocal about the leadership and the state of leadership in Nigeria. It's very vital that certain things needs to be done to restructure the mindset of the political elite. Now, the question I would ask you, Mr. Elvis, is it that they do not understand how leadership works? Or is there a deliberate means of remaining nonchalant, uncaring, so long as they don't feel the brunt of what people, according to them, at the lower cadre are going through? I just need to understand.
Deliberately, they don't feel what we are going through.
What is this thing about psychophancy? He mentioned about psychophants, yes, where they surround themselves with people who only tell them what they want to hear.
Praise singers. That's just it, because of stomach infrastructure. If you are talking about leadership, Esther, these people we mention here every evening, we talk of every day. Their children and their wives are abroad, attending good schools, have good facility, infrastructure. They use Nigeria money to buy houses abroad. They know that leadership work there, and they cannot import that workable leadership into Nigeria.
True.
So that's the deliberate I'm talking about here, that they do these things here. Because here, do you know where the problem is? There are no laws. The judiciary is dead. If the laws work, anybody that goes contrary to the law ought to have faced the penalty. We just saw that a matter that happened so many years ago. Nicolas Sarkozy, the former president of France, is serving 5-year jail term. This was matter that transpired between him and later Muammar Gaddafi of Libya. This was about 2009, 2010. But the law unearthed it and said, no, you were guilty. This is not what you're supposed to, our country is meant for.
Okay.
He has just been jailed about a week ago. But here in Nigeria, we see that even those that the EFCC managed to say, oh, they committed the offense and they are put in prison.
True.
Then the next thing, the president will come and give them pardon. So how do you now encourage the EFCC to even do the little they will want to do? Or even those ones that are sponsoring all this terrorism, so much money because they are drug barons. And you know what drug means to bandits.
True.
They can buy arms, and these guys can also get the drugs to get themselves high. After the NDLEA would have done their best to even unearth them, put them in the plan, prosecute them, the president comes tomorrow. The next thing we are hearing is that one low-ranking officer compiles such a sensitive list. Esther, are we serious? So this is what you are seeing. Everything you are seeing here is deliberate and is cooked up. One low-ranking officer. This is a ministry where you have up to the paraphernalia of a minister. You have several permanent secretary and several DG. Directors. Where are they? That now it became an offense. Nigerians saw that list and say, why? Then the next thing the best defense we can hear that one low-ranking officer. So even that low-ranking officer does not have a supervisor, it does not have an assistant director, it does not have a director. Before he gets to the permanent secretary, before he gets to the minister, before the minister now takes it to the office of the presidency. So none of them could see all this. So we are jokers, Esther. So most of these things. Then the Lagos State is saying they will not make that kind of mistake. What mistake did they make?
They said they will not make any.
What kind of mistake did they make?
They won't allow what happened in 2020.
What they are planning is that by 2027 they are going to come out more deadly, more forcefully for you and I not to get to the pool. We have already started seeing the chairman of National Union of Road Transport Soccer, Lagos State branch, Sego, already warning towards 2027. So we saw what happened after the February 25th 2023 presidential election, when they saw that President Tinubu lost Lagos. Did Nigerians vote in governorship election? Did they allow non-Lagosians to vote in governorship election? So you are going to see more of that in 2020. That's what Obasa is just telling us here. So and Sanusi has said it all now. What else do you want to hear from him? Praise singers, you get to the house for a very serious matter. The next thing you hear, a national anthem or your mandate we shall stand. These are people who were voted into power just the same way the president was voted into power. But now everybody is now saying on your mandate we shall stand.
No, do you think there's anything wrong in saying on your mandate we shall stand?
No,
if the mandate is delivering, the mandate is palatable.
I mean,
I'm just saying
it's not working.
If leadership is something you can emulate,
even if the mandate is working, Esther, it cannot work 100%. Let me tell you that there's supposed to be opposition in that house, which is not. An opposition is supposed to critique what the sitting government is doing. Unfortunately, oppositions are part of those that are singing those national anthems in the National Assembly. So we have a very long way to go. You are talking about conference to debrief. Is it to
maybe
debrief
they can
this
have
leader?
a leadership conference or something
Have
where
they not be
they
attending?
can come together and think and talk.
Go and check 2025 budgets and even the coming 2026 budget. You see the amount that is voted for conferences, both local and abroad. That your own money, taxpayers' money and my own, that they use as extra code for those that goes abroad to go and for this leadership conference. But what comes out of it? everybody is lobbying to be part of that list because they know Esther code, they're going to earn dollars. So for those that are not qualified for abroad, they're saying, "Oga, put my name." Now, even if the conference is holding in Lagos, let me also go and enjoy my life in Lagos. Flight ticket, hotel accommodation, and good food. And
Is there a way of making sure that governance has no financial attractiveness, that there is nothing in it that would attract anyone? Because if you know you're going to serve and there's no financial inducement,
that's why we are talking of confederation. We are talking of restructure. If we get restructure and go back to where we were coming from, where we have regional government, it will no longer be attractive. The center is too busy. By the time you win ordinary House of Rep, Esther, you pack everybody in your village. You have a free home in Abuja. You have free cars to drive. You have free aids. So you can even decide to have almost everybody in your village as your aids. Then you have what they call constituency allowance. You have what they call constituency projects. Do you know what it means? All these ones are on top of Nigerians. So by the time we have a better restructured government, Abuja will no longer be useful. Abuja will become a dead zone. So if whatever in your constituency, your own region, they said, okay, you want to embezzle it, you will be useless among other regions now. Have we not seen it in this nation before? That's why we are talking about restructuring. I'm surprised that this president have not even moved it. Because when he was in opposition, when he was in Adeco, when he was telling us that he was fighting the military to go, we have not seen that all were jokes, all were pretense. He was talking about restructuring. We never believe in one Nigeria. We have some interviews that he granted Esther where he never thought of being one Nigeria. He never believed in it. Now he has the opportunity to say, okay, all that my belief, where I'm coming from, a Democrat in quote, but today nobody can call him a Democrat because we have not seen that it was just mere deception to get into there. Let him now, he has the opportunity now to say, okay, even if it's one tenor, let me restructure this country. Let everybody believe that this was my belief and I'm acting on my belief. We are seeing nothing now.
Mr. Lawal Kundara, good evening. Thank you for joining us today. How are you?
Fine. Good evening.
Good evening. Mr. Lawal, Nyesom Wike and his sons, because he flew them to Dubai, I think Asia Pacific Cities Summit and Mayors Forum in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. He went there as, he took his two sons along with him as delegates. It triggered widespread outrage among nations who accused the minister of using public resources to sponsor what they described as a family vacation under the guise of an official engagement. So images from the summit showed Wike's sons wearing delegate tags and sitting alongside the minister during some sessions. The event attracted city leaders, mayors, policymakers from across the world, and it was aimed at promoting global partnerships on urban development and sustainability. The reason is because Wike is an FCT minister. Maybe he decided to carry his sons along, I don't know, but the question is under whose budget? Larry Olainka, the aide to Wike, says, if it is you, next time, he made a derogatory comment because people reacted to him and that's Wike and the sons there. But my question to you is this: was it wrong that he took his sons along for such a summit? Is it because he's an FCC minister and that's why that kind of outrage is on him, or criticism? And you know Wike doesn't care. You can say whatever you want to say. It's none of his business. But we saw his two sons there. And then a couple of Nigerians are saying, don't be surprised, we'll now see them in the House of Rep. Another Nigerian said, what is there? After all, El Rufai's son is in the House of Rep. Former Senator, former Governor of Rivers State, Peter Odelioso, the daughter as well. You know, they made reference to former governors whose children are continuing, you know, with the House of Reps. So what's your take on that quickly before we go on a break?
Well, one, if he wants to take his children abroad, it's his prerogative, it's his headache. But if he's spending another person's money to sponsor them, then the people who hold the money have the right constitutionally to ask questions because it is their money. And it is entrusted into his care to do some certain things. So it's responsible to give them the reason why he did that. And if the reason does not go along with the rules and regulations that is, you know, that has to do with his office, in which the money is entrusted to him for, then it is regarded as corruption. That is where we'll talk about corruption. And you see what is going on now. We have seen so many things about Wike. That is why the government, this government, has keep losing credibility because people around him, one or two, have questionable characters. A whole minister found that a whole minister that he didn't finish from the school. He has a certificate plus NYSC. He didn't graduate from that school. And the question is, how did he get to be approved? He didn't go through only the Senate. He went through the president. He went through the presidency. He went through the Senate.
He went through DSS check. That's the first place.
You see?
They were the one that removed the Erufai, DSS. So this same minister who had no papers, who have no credentials, went through that same
The Senate was saying it's not their job to go through that process. Their own is just to ask
DSS
but that DSS was the main person and that they did not fall in line with their jurisdiction.
That is why I said that this government keep losing credibility. Look at that statement. You want to employ somebody to work for you in a company, and you say it's not my business. You look at whether the person is qualified or not. It is the business of the security man that is manning the gate outside, or the chief security. The person you want to work with, that you need his expertise. You get it, experience, knowledge, qualification to achieve good result in that area. So it's not your business. You can go out and pick somebody under the bridge now and then make him minister and say, well, after all, it's not my business whether he whatever. I mean, look at the sentence. Look at what we hear. That is why people like Wike will do that. Look at the case he has in the FCT with those lands allocated to his family.
If you can recall, when the president during COP 28 or COP 29 summit, the climate change summit, I think that was in 2023, when he just assumed in Doha, when he just became the president. So Nigerians chastised the president because his son was there as well. They chastised him that why would you do all of that?
They went to their girlfriends. We saw videos.
Do you know because of that thing, the organizers of those programs made a broadcast that henceforth they will start putting restrictions on countries. The number of delegates you have to do, they'll cap it. Right? Yes,
even
they said they'll start capping it.
The same thing, that they're going to reduce those that they're in terms of cutting short their envoy, those who will escort them along for such events.
They said we should sell Nigeria, and they are the ones who are demarketing the country. They are the ones demarketing. You travel to Brazil, you said there's no corruption. Is it possible for you? I mean,
Mr. Elvis, there's also another important thing for proper information to come from the quarters, the right quarters. You know that Nnamdi Kanu's case has been closely followed, but it's giving room for several information that is not authenticated, especially all this online information that has no form of authenticity. For example, there's one that is saying that the federal government has bowed to pressure to deport Nnamdi Kanu back to Kenya after failed attempts to jail him, that based on pressure from international communities and human rights organizations to send Nnamdi Kanu back to Kenya, the country where he was originally arrested and extraordinarily extradited from, and that there's heavy security presence at the airport as Kanu was being escorted into a flight bound to Nairobi. So these things will go out there on Facebook, YouTube, and you see a couple of followers believing this information. That's why we try to authenticate information right here. Nnamdi Kanu's case is still very much in court. It's being handled in court. He's to appear on the 4th, 5th, and 6th of November for continuation of trial. The latest we heard is that all of the witnesses he brought, he's saying that there is no case, and so there is no reason for that. He has also maintained that the Nigerian judiciary is not meant to try him, since all the altercations and all the utterances he made was done in the UK. Well, we'll see how that goes. But let's take a very short break, all right? And then we will return to have more conversations and take your calls.
Customer, welcome. What do you want buy?
I want buy changeover. Cut fuse and distribution board made of 100% heavy duty copper.
Oh, come, I get am. See, I'm here.
No, now I'm looking for Slata Star J Cotard Fuse and Distribution Board, Nipo Cotard Fuse, Star J Solar Battery, Inverter, MPPT controller, and solar panel.
But Oga,
Don't worry, I know where to get them. Whether na Star J Changeover Cotard Fuse, Slata Distribution Board, Nipo Cotard Fuse, Star J Solar Battery, Inverter, MPPT controller and solar panel, Star J ceiling fan, sockets, all earthen materials. Make you no go do cover wise pan foolish show. Slata Star J Indian product na #1 since 1961. Made of 100% heavy duty solid copper with no compromise. Available in all leading electrical shops nationwide. Slata Star J na you Pico.
Lagos, are you ready? The Niger Landlord Summit 2025 is here. Join us on Saturday, 1st November 2025 at the Golden Tulip Hotel, International Airport Road for the biggest gathering of real estate minds in Nigeria. Come and discover how to profit from the booming housing demand in Nigeria. Explore funding and investment opportunities that work. Gain insights and government housing policies shaping the market. Experience the latest prop tech innovations transforming property ownership. Network with top developers, investors, and policymakers all in one room. Don't miss this power-packed event. Registration is 50,000 naira only, with full access to sections, exhibitions, with premium networking and refreshment. How to register? Make payment to VOPFM account number 112-416-8488. Again, 112-416-8488. Zenith Bank. Send your proof of payment via WhatsApp to 0707 115 4297. 0707 115 4297.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is still the evening rush right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Esther Machuko. I actually have right here in the studio Mr. Elvis Elimehele and as well as Mr. Lawa Ekundayo. Please kindly focus on me. There's no football for you today. Thank God. Please kindly help me turn off this TV. I don't want Mr. Lawa to watch TV. Mr. Lawa, you have football. They should make you they should make you one coach. What is it?
That's why.
Which interlude? Mr. Lawa can get lost when it comes to football. All right, thank you for joining us. Let's look at the situation about information authentication. One of the emirs of Sokoto has asked the federal government to try and regulate social media. We don't know what, although that call is coming based on the whole Christian genocide information that has gone right. You know that if it was not for social media, we may not even know about some of these things. What made it exacerbate or get to this point was the rift between Reno Mokri and Mike Arnold. I'm sure you heard how Mike Arnold now came out and he roasted Reno Mokri. No be small roast. Right. It got so bad that he went back to the US, organized a press conference in front of people and really gave a detailed breakdown of his meeting in Nigeria with Reno Mokri and the talk about Christian genocide. And he says that a lot of accounts that are not known are accounts actually debunking the whole Christian genocide thing. Said they brought somebody that it was represented as a CAN leader who was not really the CAN leader, that's Christian Association of Nigeria in Abuja, with about 2 imams. He even said that the US ambassador to Nigeria, who is Donald Trump's daughter's husband, that is Donald Trump's in-law, made a statement and said that it is not a Christian genocide. It has, in fact, more Muslims are actually being targeted by this terrorists and all. So he was making reference that they all had the same phrase and all, and talking about how the political class here literally tried to live in a delusional state and, called out Reno Mokri. So again, this is basically his call about the containment of information via social media. The era of social media has brought to light a lot of things that the ordinary Nigerian agency wouldn't let us know, especially the news agency of Nigeria. It is what they want you to know that you would know. They wouldn't let out all of this information until social media came on board. And even a couple of us as journalists, that's where we even get first-hand information, because when you try to reach out to any of the respected agency, they wouldn't respond to you on time. Or they would look for something like a PR statement to give to you. But with what he said, do you think that the Nigerian government should adopt whatever it is he's suggesting?
Why would they? First thing first, you can't completely regulate social media, because it's social media. So anybody who say regulate social media, you may create. How do you do that? Because it's internet. You want to shut down people's internet.
Okay.
Even when crime is happening and you are recording, it's still social media, because it's getting into the social space through the internet, is going somewhere else. So for you to say you want to regulate it is a difficult thing. Second, for you to say you want to regulate it is even not right, because so many lives have been saved by this social media. So many lives, and so many crimes have been stopped, and so many brutalities of police have been stopped based on this social. In fact, so many evidences, have helped judge court pronouncements based on social media, because for certain information, the crime scene can be easily recorded and put on media, so everybody can pick it and say, okay, look at that young man that was killed by that area boy.
Exactly.
Beating him,
or even the whole situation with the jam glitch, YX situation as well. Everything came to a height on social media. That was why it was exposed before they decided to look into it. So if there was no social media, that abruptness
so many lives
wouldn't have been
have you not seen the latest one that just came out now, that the federal government have now agreed to review the pardon list?
Yes, that's the next convo I wanted to go into, because
Nigerians spoke out through social media. And now the presidency is saying, okay, all those drug barons, the kidnappers and the armed dealers and all that should be removed. So these are nobody can regulate social media. They
even
are
with these bandits.
We have seen Buhari's government, coming up with all this regulation before. It never worked. Even with all the propaganda of Lai Mohammed then against social media. So they use social media. They got to power through social media.
Ban Twitter, ban X, ban everything.
They got to power
through social media. But it happened during Buhari's tenure now.
Because
when Twitter was banned.
Yes.
Does it survive it?
Nigeria still survived it.
Obviously.
No country can actually
social media has come to stay. Because even this social media we are talking about, it serves as a means of livelihood for so many Nigerians.
Exactly.
I
think he was trying to say how we can curtail certain information.
Esther,
for example, like this Kanu information right now.
When it is not favoring them, they call for containment of social media. When it is favoring them, they use it at the best of their knowledge to reach out to people.
They are using it very well.
Yes, but it only depends on you and I, because you can't see such that kind of information on Kanu and believe in it.
Yeah, obviously. Some people do.
Yeah, some people do.
The kind of following. Some people do. That's why we're trying to authenticate it.
That's why we have this kind of media.
Conversation.
This kind of medium we have, we can reach out to people. People listen to radio. And they will, that message is not correct.
Okay, wait. I want to say something. Look at the case of this rumor about coup. Look at the way the government itself is not coming out. And you tell me that people will not begin to spread rumor. You get it? Where they can see glimpses of truth here and pockets of evidences here and there, and it's easily spread. And then social media is it's like gossip. How do you regulate gossip? Because even if there is no social media, information will still travel. The only problem is that you may not have that physical.
It was very controlled. When we didn't have it, it was usually very controlled.
So it's not possible for you to say you want. The only thing is that just make sure that you are as truthful as possible. It is the truth that will really regulate the social media. Because if anybody wants to bring out something that is not true, and the truth is already there, everybody will look at truth and say, no, this one is not speaking the truth, and begin to avoid that platform.
Certainly.
So that is the way, because this social media has come to save so many lives. It has helped even the police in their work. It has helped the judiciary. It has helped, because they will ask you for hard evidence and then you bring it out. And sometimes you see that when you send information, thank God you send it, something may happen to that phone. They may steal that phone, they may collect that phone and break it.
All right.
You understand what I'm saying?
So
but because you have sent it on social media, it's safe.
Well, a couple of persons has come out to say that Nnamdi Kanu started off as somebody who wanted the right thing for Nigeria. Basically, he didn't start off as somebody who considered saying, I want a Biafra, I want this nation out of Nigeria. And that was Omoyele Sowore. He was talking about how the government made a young man who wanted the sanity of the nation, who wanted the peace of Nigeria and fighting for the peace of Nigeria before he became what he became. Let's look at this. I think this was one of the protests in the UK with him at the time. And let's take a brief listen to how he reacted to that.
The reason why we're here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children and men, for that matter, all over Nigeria, especially the northern part of Nigeria. We are not happy. We are not pleased with what is happening, and that is why we're here today. As you can see, there are a lot of Nigerians who are protesting about the killing of families, people who are determined to tear the country apart violently, and it is not something that we support. It is not something that we would like to see continue, and we are here today to send a clear message to the Nigerian government through the High Commissioner that what is happening in the country is unacceptable and we cannot accept it. If that continues, it will lead to the violent disintegration of the country. There will be no more Nigeria for anyone to go to. There will be no Nigeria for anyone to refer to. In fact, what is happening in Somalia today will be like a tea party. So we cannot allow this nonsense to continue. Something has to be done. And the consequences of the actions of terrorism in Nigeria must be driven home to the people so that even the terrorists themselves will be able to understand that there is no mileage in their government. The only thing they can accomplish is the breakup of Nigeria. If they think that they can cover people, if they think they can force people to be coerced into a religion which is not theirs, then they are clearly mistaken. We are asking for peace, we are asking for people to get together, we are asking for everybody who loves Nigeria, who is associated with that country, to please prevail upon terrorism in Nigeria so we can bring it to an end. That is why a multitude of Nigerians are gathered here today. Those of us in the UK are determined to work with the government for peace. We are determined to work with the international community for peace. But one thing we cannot stomach is a repeat of 1966. What is happening today in Nigeria was the reason why Nigeria fought a bitter civil war for 3 years between 1967 and 1970. If this continues, there will be another civil war in Nigeria. And this time around, no place will be safe in Nigeria.
All right, so this was way back during Buhari's administration, I think. Thereabouts during the early period when Boko Haram's onslaught was really ravaging the country. There was a protest by Nigerians in diaspora in the UK, and that was where he was canvassing for a united Nigeria, calling on everyone for that criminality and crime to be called out so that it can be, banished from the country. And Sowore was saying that this is basically what the government has turned people who had a good mind, people who had a good heart for the nation. And when the cries and clamor were not being attended to, he now decided to focus on, if you would not take care of the country, then let my people not be part of what you are doing. The killings have gotten too much. Do you think that was basically what changed his psyche or changed his mindset? I'll start with you, Mr. Elvis.
The psyche came out of frustration, Esther. After that protest, what happened? Nothing changed. Even as we speak today, you just made mention of what happened today, this morning, killing. Has it changed? So when there is too much of frustration, even lead to insanity, you get depressed. Nigerians are just walking on the street. Most Nigerians are not sane any longer. Yes, because what we hear and what we see every day are things that get you depressed.
So, Mr. Elvis, you're not lying, no?
Yes.
I went to buy fish.
It's just that
the way the woman reacted.
Yes.
I said, Madam, sorry.
It's just that in this part of the world, until you take off your clothes before people say, oh, he's mad. Over 70-80% of Nigerians are already in that stage where if we were having a regulated society, everybody would have been going through psychiatric treatment in one way or the other, because we are daily depressed by what we hear, what we see. So a situation where you don't have a middle class any longer.
That's true.
And middle class are the bane of the economy. That's where you have the micro economy.
Exactly.
Where people say, oh, at least I can still afford this and I can survive. We only have them, the Akpabios and the Wikis and the others of this world. Then now the one is you and I here in the studio, Esther. Can we measure up to them? We cannot. So why would that frustration not continue? So the frustration is just beginning. That's why we are calling on, before it gets to the level of this rumor, there was a coup, there was no coup. Let the government do the needful. We are not calling, no right thinking Nigerian will be calling for a military coup, because we knew how we fought for this democracy. I was a student. I know how we fought for this democracy when we were in school. Today, the tenet of the democracy, are we enjoying it? Absolutely no. It's been hijacked by few miscreants who have now become oligarchy on us, lords. But let the characteristics of democracy flow along Nigerians at all strata, so that Nigerians could say, okay, this is what we actually fought for, this is what we are benefiting it. Unfortunately, some few people hijacked it, not up to 10% of this nation. And they keep telling us, today you cannot even use your handset that you had your data on, because we want to regulate social media, because they don't want you to speak any longer. So this protest, has become something that have now accumulated for so long. That got to, okay, if, like in my place, there's an advice that say, if I'm praying for the whole community and it's not responding, I have to shift the prayer to my family. Let me now begin to pray for my family, since the community is not responding to the prayers. So before now, the Kanu now began to say, okay, since it's not working, Nigeria as a community, as a whole country, is not ready to hear, let not what happened in 1966 repeat itself. Okay. Let me now begin to talk of how to detach my people out of this again. A repetition of what happened in 1966 that led to the Civil War. The people that suffered the brunt of the Civil War most is the Easterners till tomorrow. So that's what led to where we are now seeing it has become like a regional fight. Now the Kanu is talking of IPOB, independent people of Biafra.
Indigenous people.
Indigenous people of Biafra. It has fought for the nation, for everybody to be liberated. But it wasn't happening, because this fight you are talking about, Esther, by the time you go across to the north, it becomes a different thing. Exactly. If you come to this west where we are here, it becomes a different thing. They are our Igbo. They are the ones that are talking about secession. But come down to the time of Igboho that day now, we also saw now that what is happening in east is happening in the west.
At the time.
And at the same time, and it's happening in the north now. Look at even the north central now that just become like a slaughter.
Mid Nigeria.
Yes, that have become slaughter cows every day now that we hear of killing across the north central of this nation. So what do you say about those ones? So if the governance is bad, it does not affect only one region. It goes across the whole nation. So when somebody is talking about liberty, freedom, good economy for the nation, don't look at this person that where he's coming from. Look at the message that person is preaching. Because that message, if it's not handled at that level, it's coming to your room. It's coming to your family.
All right, Mr. Lawal Kuntaya, because I need to open the phone lines now. The APC is hinting on Fubara, Alex Oti, and Kefas, including Muftwang, of joining the party before 2027, but by 2026. They listed Plateau State, Taraba, Rivers, and Abia State as those being courted by the party, stressing that their defection was highly possible in the coming weeks. And is it possible, especially for Abia State? Because I really don't know how his people would feel. We all know what is going on with the Labour Party. For Muftwang, we will say we're not surprised, because he had already told us that he was being pressured to join. So we may not be surprised to hear that he has joined the APC. But the APC had been very confident that they're taking over all the opposition states. And if those governors decide to join the APC, I don't think we'll have any opposition anymore. We literally now have a one-party state. What's your take on that?
What the first question I will ask is that, what do they intend to gain from this? What do they, because this thing that is happening, I've never seen it happen in any country that is democratic. I've never. In America, you see, they will maintain that blue state. They can lose election, win election, but you hear the red state, you get it. You go to Europe, you go to everywhere, a reasonable society.
You don't know why it's happening. They are deciding to defect.
That's what I'm saying. That what
they want to be close to the center.
See, it's not about the center.
That's what they say.
Wait, Esther. See, when you talk about ideology, Wait now, you are talking about ideology. The ideology that they are decamping must have an objective, must have a goal. This goal, you get it, we don't understand, we don't see it. That's why I said,
that means
if you ask now, because before these people decamped, wait,
no,
Esther,
you said if you ask. I want you to continue with that. If you ask,
what I want to say is that before, that's the part of the question. No, that's the question I want to ask. That before these people decamped, APC won Nigeria, won a presidency now. So now that they are decamping, do you want to win what is beyond presidency? Because you won the presidency before they decamped. Now they are decamping. What exactly do you want? Because without them decamping, you actually won. They declare you winner. So what exactly are they trying to achieve? What is their goal with this thing they are doing? You know, anybody who didn't want to decamp the force, that is what you say. Because so many governors are coming out to say this and that. We saw what happened in Rivers. We saw. The question is, what is the goal to this? That's why some people said they want to make the country a one-party state. I don't really understand what they want to achieve. Maybe you can help me.
No, the goal is simple. The presidency, according to INEC, led by the then chairman of INEC, Yakub Mahmoud, he told Nigerians that APC won the election. But we know that even from here, that was not the wish of Nigerians. Now, anybody that is not aligning with APC is an enemy of APC, because the paraphernalia, the government, the structure is in their hands. So if you are saying what is their aim, what is their goal of the campaign, they want to maintain their own stay. That's the selfish thing we are talking about. You made mention of Alex Oti, Esther. I'm surprised. Alex Oti is an orphan. That's the way I would describe him. Can you tell me today which party Alex Oti belongs that will give him ticket in 2027? Is it which party is he going to fly his re-election in 2027? Alex Oti is even one of the governors I pity most in the campaign and where he is at the moment.
Well, it's not been confirmed.
Unfortunately,
people they are courting.
No, unfortunately, if we had independent candidacy in Nigeria Constitution, Alex Oti would have said, okay, my people love me and I'm good enough with my people. Let me go on that independent ground. Unfortunately, the constitution still say you must have to fly your ticket under a political party. Which party? Is it Nena the Usman led Labour Party that will give him ticket, or Abure led Labour Party? And you know what that means. Before you know, court will come in. Before you know, the same opposition that are cutting him now, take on. They will so use the court to make sure that they scuttle that election, whatever, whether he wins or not, to take over that state. So he has to play by the rules now to save himself and save his people. That's number one. Number two, if you are talking about the campaign, let's leave the governors out of this matter. The only problem we have is that we have not gotten the electoral act as it's supposed to be. These governors would have been in shape in 2027 if everything were actually as organized as it's supposed to be. We just had an election that happened in Ghana. There was no court case in Ghana. Everybody went. That's just a neighboring country here. It's an African country, West Africa in that manner. If we can even have a seamless election of that nature that happened in Ghana, do you think these governors would have been having this brazen enough to tell us that we are decamping because we want to align with the center? What do you mean by center in democracy? The same way you were voted in is the same way the president was voted in. If your people say, oh, we like PDP and we vote you in through PDP, and you now get to the office and say you want to align with the center, you are alone. You'll be a lone ranger. At the end of the day, we did vote for you to go to APC, so go with your APC. They vote another person. But unfortunately, the system does not work. So everybody have to align with that system now to make sure that we have to be. That's why you can see them mentioning center. We saw what happened in Edo State. Was that the wish of the Edo people? It's not. We saw what happened in Kogi. Was that the wish of the Kogi people? So when they see examples around them and they want to remain in that office, they want to come back. That's why you are hearing center is raining. Look at Oborowori, the Delta State governor. Exactly. What would have even imagined that Delta will be talking of going to APC? But when they have issues with themselves, they have issues with their with the anti-corruption agency, and the parties just dangle a little carrot at them or even a little pressure. They say no, this is where we have to get our freedom. That's why you are seeing this thing is raining. But 2027, Nigerians, I keep repeating it, Esther, let us find a way to call on legislators to amend our electoral act so that the election for 2027 will be between Nigerians and APC. Okay. So whoever decamp, if the electoral act is strengthened, is decamping at his own peril. If the result counts, we'll vote him out.
All right. The number to call is 080-3692-9933. 080-3692-9933. The WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. Hello. Good evening. How are you? Hello.
Yeah, no, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome, please. What's your name?
My name is Thomas. I'm calling from my brother.
All right, Mr. Thomas, please go ahead.
As a young growing adult, I'm just scared of Nigeria right now because we are really in a mess. Imagine all the system now. I'm just kind of confused right now because everybody is just decamping to the ruling party. And what Nigeria really just need now is our own, election laws to be reformed. Because that's just really weak. Because if it is not reformed, I think we are going back to our mess again. Because we just need to get it right this time around. If we don't get it right this time around, I don't know what will happen. They just might take. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. 08036929933. 08036929933. Your radio, please. All right. Hello.
Yeah, my good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
Yeah, this is Sunday calling from Nation.
All right, Mr. Sunday, please go ahead.
You see, what happened is that the picture is clear. Everyone telling me that center, everybody went to the center. It simply means we want to have one party in the country. And then this is all over our country. So those who are on top, they are problems. They will be nobody. They will vote them in. They will decide where they will go. So they will talking about. Now, let's look at something like voting. Many governments have mentioned about 4 governors are planning to join APC. So in fact, even though we want to vote, we are confused. We do not know what is happening again. We do not know. Even we are going to vote, we don't know. So we don't know who is talking about even those so-called governors. So the fact that we are confused, but we pray that God will show us the way at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for calling 08036929933. That's the number to call, and the WhatsApp number is 0817175638. Hello, good evening. Turn on the volume of your radio, please. Thank you very much. What's your name? Turn down the volume of your radio, sir. Omar, kindly do that quickly. Hello. Right, this person is not paying attention. 080-3692-9933. That's the number. 080-3692-9933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Esther, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. Welcome.
I greet your guest. My name is Robert.
All right, Mr. Robert.
Esther, I want to remind you something. You know, the president, I think he went to Rome, or I don't know when the bishop died, the pope died, so like, he went along with his son, right? So if Wike is copying him, I don't see maybe there's anything. You know, Wike is like a government of his own. Nobody can control him. You understand? So I'm not surprised when he went to Dubai with his two sons. They're coming back to the Senate. You remember, during Buhari regime, when one Zita Medwali, Controller General of Customs, something like that, was invited by this same Senate, and they told him to put on his uniform. The man said, no, Lala cannot put us in uniform, and he did not honor that invitation. But the president then, that is Buhari, went ahead to appoint that man to be the control. So how do we call that? That is total disrespect. You understand? people that are making law for the Federal Republic of Nigeria, whether we say, despite the fact that they no go, it can still be, confirmed. So now this German that came today, they call you to come and give account of something. You say you cannot speak to camera. It means you have something that you are hiding. I want to see that man for this senator, this lawmaker to restore their image. They should make sure that man is disciplined. At least to prove to us that they are doing something that other people will follow for posterity reason. Thank you very much, Esther. God bless.
Thank you very much, Robert. Thank you for calling. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name, please?
I'll call him. I forgot his name. I greet you. Good evening, sir.
Sir.
Good evening, sir.
Please, what I want to ask is that I remember when this issue of rivers happened, everybody saying that they should declare their seats back, which is normal thing. Please, I want to ask you, Kunda, if people can educate us more. Governors, are they having immunity from using their seats, or just because of the way Nigeria is governed now? Please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Did you hear his question? Mr. Elvis, I had to shut your mic because you're coughing. Yeah.
State, what did he say?
That the governors are defecting, and remember that the case of Rivers, where the 25 House of Rep members said they defected, and their seats are meant to be vacant.
Yes.
That the governors defecting, will their seats be vacant?
No.
Those immunity protected.
That law doesn't affect the executive arm. It only affects the legislative arm.
But you hear the governors tell you that they and their people, he and his people,
yes,
are defecting,
because even the
lawmakers.
legislative arm, that judgment that we saw in Ondo, that the Labour Party man decamped and lost his seat that time, has now become a law that Nigerians don't respect any longer.
Don't say Nigerian, that them.
I mean, if
them.
They are in control. They are in control.
So now, but you and I have been clamoring for it. Is it working? They don't respect. Nigerians don't respect it any longer.
So don't say Nigerians, Mr. Elvis.
Okay, the
rulers.
The ruling class, yes, the ruling. So
you cannot do that kind of thing now. The law will be heavily applied.
Yes.
When it comes to
the
us.
DSS will be here.
In fact, you understand. You'll read it, article cap number 2. Everything will be reeled out.
That's why we are talking about the reformation of the system, because judiciary has that is not respected.
Hello. Please, when you call, turn down the volume of your radio. Okay, it's very, very important you do that when you call. All right. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. How are you? Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome. What's your name?
My name is Nnamdi from Itire.
Mr. Nnamdi from Itire. Welcome, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, what I see in this campaign is that almost all the governors are the campaign now. So what I see is this. I think the 2027 election have been rigged. So I don't see any power again because the governor and the local government are all in APC. So unless if Nigerians, if they make this electoral law, if Nigerians, if they make the law, we can vote them out. But everything we are in the lion's den. So I don't know what to do. So may God help us. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
And my first time of calling you people since almost 3 years.
Wow. Welcome, sir. Thank you.
Every evening I'm with you. Every morning I'm with VOP. Even my family is working me for no getting you people. If you listen to the phone now, they're laughing at me. I thank God.
Sir, in fact, I'm sad. Why will you laugh at him? Don't laugh at him. He has gotten through. Thank you so much, sir, for calling.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. We get tons of calls, so sometimes it's by luck that your number is able to get through. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Esther.
Good evening, ma.
Please, you know something that is bothering me is, according to Wike.
Sir, you didn't tell us your name.
Okay, my name is Odinaka.
Odinaka, from where?
Yes, from Eba.
All right, Odinaka, please go
So
ahead.
according to that, the status of Wike, he say P2P cannot rule Nigeria. So that thing is bothering me. But I want you people to educate me small. Please, Tinubu, is he the president of United States before he become the president of this Nigeria, or he president of another country before he become the president of this Nigeria? He's not this governor before he become president. So I want you to educate me
Thank
for
you
this
so much.
matter where we can always to bring people to be there for this issue. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Elvis, please kindly respond.
Very simple. They can only do that boasting because all the machineries are in their hands.
Okay.
I keep telling you, Esther, the only way we can get liberated out of the hands of these people is that by now we should be talking of Occupy National Assembly. For us to have a rejig in the Electoral Act. Electoral Act of 2023, if we use it in 2027, is just a walkover. There is no election. Because we saw what happened. It was when we got to the tribunal, we got to the court, that the court started telling us that it's only INEC that had the prerogative to say the method to collate election. When the election result, when they never told us that, and when we were analyzing this thing, Esther, before 2023 election, in this same studio,
Yes.
everybody was happy because IREV.
Yes.
People went to collect PVC because electronically transmitted
exactly.
results from the polling unit to the ward, to the local government, to the state was coming. Exactly. We were going to see transparency. You'll be watching it on your screen,
yes.
like we see abroad.
Yes.
But when one man decided to shut down the system and told us glitch, and the man now left the system now with a national honor, and we are still celebrating that we are preparing for 2027 general election. If nothing happened before then, Nigeria forget about any election. It's a walkover. Yeah. That's why you are seeing all this cross carpeting is rampant. We have to occupy National Assembly from now on. We need a change in that electoral act.
So he asked, was Tinubu president in US?
He was not a president in the US, but the system is in his hands now. Tinubu was at the fringe. At the fringes in 2023, he came in and told you, what did he campaign about? It is my turn. He got him. Now he's sitting on that seat. Then it's even, I don't even know the language he's going to use now. From the fringes, he said it's my turn. Now he's sitting on that seat. Then you are not talking of 2027 election. He's from the fringes. He said, grab it, snatch it, and run with it. And he got it.
Somebody sent a message, said, good evening, Esther. Why are you people not talking about the advert by Bokumat, which termed Igbos as cheaters? And so we're not delving into that conversation because the person who did that has come out to apologize.
Yes.
She has sincerely apologized. Maybe that script was written to her and given to her to say what she said, and Nigerians expressed their displeasure about it, and she has apologized. So I think she's a responsible young lady. She did what is right. It's just unfortunate that things have gotten so rife to this point that everything is viewed from a tribal lens, and it got several reactions. She has kindly apologized, so please let's let that go. Yes.
It's just 1 minute. I want to ask, because I'm not a lawyer, but I have some this knowledge a little. Now, this election, after the election, like that presidential election, and somebody went to court, can this tribunal, can you get an injunction to stop INEC from giving certificate of return to the person INEC declared winner pending the determination of the court?
Of the tribunal.
You understand what I'm saying? Because I don't understand. The moment INEC declare winner, the next is quickly give the certificate to that person, put the person in the office, and then the next go to court. The question is, the same government will go to court to stop a protest, get an injunction to stop a protest, get an injunction to stop this. You get? Now, is it possible to get an injunction to stop INEC from giving certificate of returns
for
to
declared results?
Yes, pending
Until
the determination of the tribunal
is concluded. I get you. That's right. Hello, good evening.
Maybe
How
we'll
are you?
From expert.
Hello. Good evening, sir. Hello.
Good evening, Esther Wanchuku. How are you?
Welcome.
And this Mr. Oladipupo Darlington Aguma.
Okay.
Good
yes,
evening.
I reach my
to answer this question. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you, Mr. Vince?
Yeah, I'm fine, sir. Well done, sir.
Yes, sir. And I meet my brother, Mr. Ekudayo.
Good evening, sir. Thank you, sir.
Well done, Ekuseo.
Yes, sir.
After my topic, I will ask you one question. I pray that I should not forget. Esther, you are so lucky that I have married.
Oh.
If not, I could have married you for three things.
Okay.
One, for the video sound you just played this evening
Okay.
of Massive. I saw it over 3 years ago. That's one.
Okay.
Second thing, you could have just been making a half fan for me. Or what do you call it? That soap. Thank you. Three. Yes. Three. The way you speak, the way you spoke, the way you read in English, honestly speaking, I could have just put you in my house, so you just be speaking English to people. So, but you are not lucky yet, oh. Yes, you are not lucky yet, oh, because I see a rep who married 4 to 5 wives, so you are not lucky yet.
And he told you that he pitied those that married one wife. He has told us that you can't stand with one leg. According to Ned, won't go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Esther, so I'm so happy for the video you just played the sound. I've saw it over 3 years ago. I'm so happy. One thing I will beg you for, if VOP can show this video on their VOP TV,
okay,
I'll be so much happy.
All right.
You see, for that video sound you just play, is there any track Namide Kanu ask for Biafra?
No, he was speaking about Nigeria.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't talk about the IPOP. He didn't talk about Biafra. He's talking about Nigeria. And that time he made this video, that time the killing was going on in the northern part of Nigeria, not south at all. See, that's the man who claimed that he is in Nigeria, because these people didn't need for what he's asking for. That's why he was made and decided to change and defend his people. If you are defending a country and if they didn't answer you, defend your state. If state didn't answer you, defend your local government. If your local government didn't answer you, defend your community. If your community didn't answer you, defend your house. This man didn't ask for anything. You see, Mr. Akundayo's question, he said that why these people are defecting to these people. They are defecting because of their interests, because they have interest of themselves. They want to maintain the where they are today. So that is it. Mr. Akundayo, I want to ask you a question. What's the meaning of Akudaya in English? Do you know?
Sir?
Akudaya. Akudaya. Akudaya.
I think it says somebody who's a person like a reincarnate.
Okay.
Yes,
thank you so much.
Thank
you. If I want to say something about that, Esther will not like it, so I'll just keep it there. So God bless GOP. God bless you, Esther.
Please,
thank you very much.
That's my question. Please tell him whether I can answer that question.
Is he a lawyer? He's not a lawyer.
Okay. Okay.
He's not a lawyer. Thank you so much for calling. I sincerely do appreciate. 08036929933. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Hello, Madam Esther.
Good evening, sir. How are you? Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening to your guests.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, this is Boyesin calling from Afromedia.
Boyesin, your voice always changes, Mr. Boyesin.
I don't know. You only said that. I don't know.
Go ahead, sir.
My regards to your to your guests.
Thank you so much, sir.
I appreciate them so much.
Thank you.
You see, like one of your guests said that we're talking about electoral reform. That's the only way out. But now, if I may ask, who are the people to perform this magic, these electoral reforms? Who are the people? Is it the same crop of people you call the National Assembly members? That is what we have to ponder to know if it's going to work or not. So that's why this massive defection going to the center. The whole thing, even though it sounds ridiculous, and embarrassing too, but who are the people? Who are the people who are going to make these electoral reforms work? That is still my question. That is still the headache.
So I'd like to know from your guest, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bowason. So
Who are the people that will make it? It's the Nigerians, himself and myself and you.
Okay.
Nigerians voted them. Nigerians have right to protest and occupy the National Assembly and say everybody that is in the National Assembly there came in from a constituency. And constituencies are made up of people who voted them into power. These same people are saying no, we want changes. So the power in democracy belongs to the people. But we are not exercising it because the government is sitting on us because of when we say we are protesting, they release their police, they release their army and all that. But
hello? Yes. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Good evening, sir. Welcome. What's your name, please?
I am Prophet from Alaba.
Prophet.
No, Prophet.
Prophet. All right, Mr. Prophet, please pick up so we can hear you well.
Please, I want to contribute to your discussion.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
One thing I go through my mind on this one, as I hear about this defection, that people are traveling from one party to the other party. The party
hello? Hello, Mr. Prophet.
Hello.
Yes, you're breaking. What did you say?
What I'm saying is that when the governors are defeated, the APC, against the wish of their own people to put their government. So for one reason or the other, that means the election is already rigged. If all of them have voted to APC, that means they have a success against the next 4 years, against the will of their own people. So people they are suffering and they want to change. But then they don't want to change because that is the system.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. I will take one more call and then read a few messages. 08036929933. Okay, hello. Good evening. How are you? Turn off your radio, please. I beg you. All right. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. What's your name? Yes, sir.
Yeah, my name is Casey. I'm an
Deji.
Casey.
Casey, from where, sir?
Yeah, I'm calling you from Isolo.
All right, sir. Welcome. Please go ahead quickly.
Yeah, your voice is just intoxicating me.
Casey, is that what you...
what did you say? Intoxicating him.
I'm my VOP fans.
Okay.
I only but you have a good voice.
Thank you.
The way you present, I swear, the way you present, I like it. You are a very good mass communication.
Baby.
You understand?
Right.
I like your program.
Thank you so
So
much.
what I want to commend, please keep on doing your good work, and God will reward you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Okay. Let me take a few messages because we'll soon be rounding off. A lot of messages here. Good evening, VOP Evening Rush crew. If any government official comes to the studio to explain a Warren-Shoki incident, they will not give you the true side of the story. Only what will suit them. Thanks, Danny from Ojo. No, we're not bringing anyone from government. We're bringing the victims. We're bringing the victims themselves. And we want to put a call through to the Oba. Okay. The government... I think the government had said they would compensate them, and they've also responded to a letter written and a letter of appeal that was written.
You've seen on the news, government giving out checks to some of these awards.
So some of them, we saw them lamented.
So I don't know what happened.
It's the death that followed after that demolition. The children, you guys don't want to see that picture.
The question is, why did you come for demolition in the first place?
And when the court had asked you not to do any demolition for now,
why did you come in the first place? These are the questions now.
And they had heavy police presence up until the following morning.
Who gave that command? For what reason?
But there was supposed to be a protest on that demolition.
They did. That was why they stayed there. The police stayed there to ensure there was no protest. They didn't want them to do that again. Okay, let me quickly read this. Good evening, VOP and guest. Ikenna from Ikorodu. It's all the same. Shiwere is an activist and he wants to become a president in Nigeria. Okay, for me, it's not possible. Why? And for Lagos State, my question is, where is Liam Mohammed, Garba Shehu, Additional Fashola, Wale Shoyinka? I want to tell Nigerians, let it be known that APC is not doing well for Nigeria. Under a government, this is happening. Under PDP, APC would have been protesting every week. Are we not human again? All right, thank you so much. That was quite lengthy. Good evening, VOP. The leadership of Akpabio and Akpabio himself has a lot of questionable character. The man has so many illegalities surrounding him, yet he's still in such a sensitive position as a number 3 citizen. No responsible or reasonable president will continue tolerating such individual in his or her government. Minister of Education did what he did because their appointment is based on my friend and relations. Nothing is moving in this country. Ralph from Satellite Tap. Ralph, what did the Minister of Education do? Are you referring to JAM? Well, the Minister of Education was not at the National Assembly. It was JAM, and Isha Koleide was not there. He delegated someone else to go represent him, and they were the ones who walked out of the National Assembly.
Terrible.
That was
It's an affront.
That's one, eh?
It is the National Assembly committee that's supposed to say, okay, this meeting is adjourned before you stand up.
No, they said they don't want press coverage.
That's what I'm saying. And so because of that,
they walked out.
It's the way you lay your. We're always seeing it as an affront here. It's the way you lay your bed and you lie on it.
Ibas did the same thing.
National Assembly have not. They've not put that integrity in themselves before now.
As in, do you know how strict my secondary school days were? How dare a prefect?
Even in university, if the Senate called you and you say you are not coming, you are gone.
What are you saying? For
even a professor, they will send the professor away.
Senate, you'll be praying. Oh my God, I don't know.
Even a professor, the Senate will terminate his appointment.
Not let them worry.
What has our Senate become?
Hey God,
is it a laughing stock? Do you know what it is for you to be invited by these guys?
Senate.
Look at the way they even pass Professor Amukita. You'll be wondering exactly what is going on.
They become a laughing stock, a playground. It's an embarrassment to our national unity.
Is it not the head of the National Assembly that you play the video, or
can you imagine
an audio of somebody talking about him just now? You earn respect.
Esther and our special guest, good evening. Esther, Tinubu is taking away everything from innocent Nigerians. Who took away subsidy? Who took away our beautiful Barbage? Who took away the toll gate? Who is now taking away people's ancestral land from them at the detriment of the real owners of the property? It is wickedness from the highest order and barbaric. It's very unfortunate that the police are supporting this. They should remember that God is watching us all. This is from KJL. This person says, one of the things APC is putting in place is so as not to allow what happened in 2023 repeat itself in Lagos, including the demolition of mostly Igbo properties so they can be teed. What a country. Ororo from Ayobo. Good evening, Esther. For Christ's sake, politics and governance is not all about winning election and planning how to grab, snatch, and run away. Come on, who brought this mess upon us? They keep saying what happened in 2023 will not happen again. What nonsense. Failed leaders pretending to be firefighters. Meanwhile, they are the real arsonist. Uche from Ijigbo. Esther, good evening. I greet Mr. Elvis and Mr. Lawal. My name is Gabriel from Ikorodu. Mr. Farotimi is repeating the same thing Mr. El-Rufai and Babachir Lawal said. I think that this one thing is going to destroy... Okay. All right, sorry. Greetings, Esther, Mr. Elvis, and Mr. Akondaya and VAP family for good job. The sincere and objective voices are now speaking out passionately against the lowest level Nigerian system has descended to. But the sycophants and bigots are having a field day. When we get it right with leadership in future, history will judge everyone. According to his works, God sparing our lives. Amici from Mafaluku. All right, Amici, well done. Good evening, Esther, your guest in the house. Emir Sanusi has said it all. These men are so shameless, so cheap, and so heartless. I have never seen men behave so devilish and without any fear of God in them. What a nation. As for Dele Farotimi, he is one person I respect so much based on how outspoken and fearless he has been since these agents of darkness came to power. Nigerians, the ball is in our court. Collect 5K and 2 pieces of Indomie and suffer for another 4 years. This is a time to throw all these old hags out. Michael from Surulere. Good evening, Esther and your guest. Please continue to bring Mr. Elvis regularly. He is very brilliant in his analysis. I concur with him.
Sir.
Mr. Elvis. Mr. Elvis.
I'm in the system now. I'm a family member now.
Okay. In Nigeria, DSS will track innocent people who criticize government but cannot track criminals. In National Assembly, they are not after the welfare of their constituents, rather themselves alone. In some places, there is no good road, light, health care. Immediately after election, they relocate to Island VGC. They don't care about the common man. That's why some of their children are drug addicts. Esther, karma is real. May God help Nigeria. Online chief from Ayabo. Good evening, Esther. The impunity of the political class is very unfortunate and disturbing. They don't have respect for the rule of law and the people. The citizens are being frustrated and hungry without food and any means of livelihood. God will help us. Madam Pat Akpabio is not using the norms and values of a responsible family to ventilate her anger. With Senator Akpabio being her husband's brother, let her hubby, Mr. Ubanga, call her to order. Noah from Igondo. Esther, good evening, and good evening to your guest. Please permit me to say the simple truth. Looking at all these abnormalities happening in Nigeria, which did not start with Mr. Tinubu's government, by the way, but worse now in this time. That was why wise man Kanu named the country as a zoo country. In Animal Kingdom, you know what happens there. I'm Reverend Dr. Richard Chidi from Ikotu. Good evening. God bless and protect Delifari to me for speaking the truth. That the president did not win the February 25 presidential election if care is not taken. Okay, well done, sir. Thank you. It's on my mouth. You hear that one from Esther. Good evening. You are beating the Cameroonians, right? This is how it started. Oh, Esther, I laugh when people talk about the 2027 election instead of them praying to God for Tinubu to leave power in 2031. The truth is that he has come to. Hey, una. Okay. Good evening, VOP. What you're saying today with is speaks of okay, all right. Well done. Good evening, Esther. This is Triple A from Orchard. Those who go to social media to say all sorts of things about Kanu's case are making things very difficult for this young man. I bet us, if they continue like this, the young man will remain in detention for some time. There are so many stories about this matter. I'm telling you, so many people blogging, and I don't know if it's just for clickbait, if it's for views. I really cannot explain it, but there's no authentication to it. Just follow the case, read about it, and you get the authenticity.
The case has already been finished in Kenya. We are dragging, the government is dragging.
I don't know.
Good
evening. To vote President Tinubu and the APC government is a consensus. The governors have become the problem that must be stopped by the people. Look, only the governors that participate to justly play a tambuwal against a wiki at some party primary on President Tinubu and the APC in 2027 elections are worthy of return votes from the people. Otherwise, all the governors must be voted out for supporting the aid to their plan to capture the people they're meant to show direction. There's a thin line between vice and virtue. Any morality that doesn't give happiness is as good as vice, or even worse than vice itself. Tochukwu Adele Thompson from Obanikoro. Esther, the reason why those old folks leaders have refused to leave power and in most of all these African countries, especially French-speaking countries, has the backing of their colonial masters, which is France. This is why most of them stay so long in power. As for Obasan's statement, this is not the first time we have been hearing this statement. Many of the supporters have been making bigotry threat statements online against anyone who votes against their party. All I will say is Nigerians should decide if they want to remain in Egypt or go to the promised land. This is from Comrade Levite Akman from Surulere. Good evening, Esther. Wiki is now operating with every alacrity because we have found ourselves in a state of pure lawlessness where anything goes without any questioning. I still believe that a new Nigeria is possible and 2027 will be a great turnaround for Nigeria. Have a blessed evening, Esther, from His Royal Highness Bisi Nwoko in Oshodi. Well done, sir. All right, Esther. This one don't come again. Una wala too much. But una they calm down. And if you have been following the conversation, there would have been no need for you to send this. You don't join us from the beginning. You don't follow the train of thought. You don't follow the questioning. You don't follow the responses of the analyst. You just bump, and then you hear something that's your favorite, and then you don't agree with it, and you now send a message. Be gonna calm down. Be cool. Be calming down. All right, Akpabio said that he who fetched an infested firewood invites losers for a feast. It is just very unfortunate that someone of that rank is making us have such a national and international embarrassment. I am not surprised at all. It is not over yet. In a sane clan, he should have either stepped outside or removed to go clear himself. Until then, we're watching as the planet is listening. This is from Comrade Abraham. Chidi from Oshodi S said, this country is full of problems. Everyday stories of terrorism, poverty and tribalism. The Nigerian problem is now like an advanced cancer. Don't worry, it will be cured. Good evening, Esther, and the guests in the house. Esther, imagine in this digital world we are still seeing African dance in the dark. Just a man of 92 years dying in power. And in Nigeria, when the commoner speaks the truth about the national interest, the police will look for the person while the terrorists will be moving around freely with guns all over them. It's God that will save us from the hands of various politicians.
Do you know the funny thing about that? He has a 7 years tenure now.
Who?
They are 92 years.
Okay.
Bia.
Yes, the next 10 years.
They have 7 years tenure now.
So he's going to die there.
Be like 100 years.
Jesus.
It's already 92 now.
Did you see that one where the man is wearing pampers?
Yes.
What that he can barely walk.
Even
the teeth,
during the
his teeth
time they
is
said
not his teeth. He's wearing what do you call that thing that old people wear?
His brain is not even
brain.
There was the time his wife was guiding him.
Not just the wife. He was drooling. He was drooling. He was opening like he was campaigning.
That's what to tell you what Kabas can do.
Voila.
It's not the man, it's not Paul Bia, it's the Kabas.
No, we're not talking about
it's the
system around him.
Yes. We almost saw that during Yaradua's regime in Nigeria. We almost saw it when they said Yaradua is where he can continue governing us from anywhere in the world. Andoaka is Minister for Justice and Attorney General of the nation. So,
good evening, Esther, your guest. Probably one of my friends in my place of work who came from the place with him told me that the man has a very bad record. Corey Bartholomew from Akmakma. All right. Okay. Abidin message long go. Hey. Okay, Abidin. Okay, Abidin, thank you so much. I have seen your message. Okay. Esther, this year, okay. No wonder. Thank you. Good evening, Esther, and to your guests. I want them all to the camp because the larger they are in APC, the more confusion it will be. When the time comes, just like it is in PDP, so shall it be in APC, and the time is near. Samuel from Satellite Town. Esther, good evening. Good evening to you. The president didn't win. All the Nigerians know and all the world know. Let all Nigerians go and get their PVC. People are waiting for them. Good evening to all in the studio. I am Mr. Fred from Lagos. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. Thank you so much. Are you guys surprised of what is happening? I am Chooks from Egbeda. Good evening, Esther and your guest. When the head is rotten, what do you expect? A country where Wike is traveling with his children all over the world. Who will talk to him? When she is also directing affairs in Astor Rock, we're watching happenings in Cameroon and other African nations. It's going round, turn by turn. This present administration does not have focus. The National Assembly members are chasing shadows, but all I know is that they will be judged by Nigerians soon. The storm has started and it will go across. Good evening, Ola from Amukoko. Hello, Esther. This is what the new INEC chairman is going to do concerning voter suppression in 2027 because it happened around my community in 2023. More than 8 polling units in my community. After we casted our votes, the thugs came to scatter everything, and that is what the APC is relying on. Good evening, Esther, and the guests in the studio. This is the worst so far in the history of Nigeria since APC came to power in the year 2015. Esther, the worst is yet to come because Tinubu and his followers are all out attacking like bulldogs, and they're devouring anyone on their way. All right, finally, what's your take, please, Mr. Elvis Elimele?
Well, we are voice of the people. So we give this opportunity for the people to continue to talk. But let them believe that if there's no reformation, there won't be any election in 2027 different from what we saw in 2023.
Mr. Lawal Kundai.
My only take is that no matter the government, whether autocratic or monarchical or democratic, are subjected to the people. When the people want that change, they change the government. Go and look at it. There was a time military was ruling in Europe. Now we have so many democracy all over Europe. So the power still belongs to the people, no matter anywhere, because the government comes from them. And the government derives its military, whatever power from that same people, because the people are the one who enforce those things for them. So the power ordinarily belongs to the people. And I dream of the day Nigerians will take that power back to themselves.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for having a healthy, logical conversation on happenings in the country. My name is Esther Wachuku. Thank you all for being part of the conversation. We'll continue to speak on this. We'll continue to call out the government. I believe they're listening. I do believe they're listening. If they weren't listening, you wouldn't see some body languages or some reactions to some of the conversations that we have. We'll continue to hold the government of the day accountable. Like you people said to us, they are our servants. They're there to serve us. We're not their servants, and they are supposed to be accountable to us. All right, make sure you join us every day of the week right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM, where we'll give you top-notch conversations. Do have yourself an amazing evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
This is your number one radio station at VOP 90.3 FM.
Lagos, are you ready? The Niger Landlord Summit 2025 is here. Join us on Saturday, 1st November 2025 at the Golden Tulip Hotel, International Airport Road, for the biggest gathering of real estate minds in Nigeria. Come and discover how to profit from the booming housing demand in Nigeria. Explore funding and investment opportunities that work. Gain insights and government housing policies shaping the market. Experience the latest prop tech innovations transforming property ownership. Network with top developers, investors, and policymakers all in one room. Don't miss this power-packed event. Registration is 50,000 naira only, with full access to sections, exhibitions, with premium networking and refreshment. How to register? Make payment to VOPFM account number 112-416-8488. Again, 112-416-8488. Zenith Bank. Send your proof of payment via WhatsApp to 0707 115 4297. 0707 115 4297. The Niger
Landlord. With the unspoken truth. Oh yeah. Now you have a voice as your long-anticipated radio nighttime show from your super dial, Voice of the People 90.3 FM, is back like never before with Diola, your radio nighttime partner, as your host, as we bring you amazing content on
societal affairs like Which Way Nigeria, relationship talks, The Guest Who Show, and the thing will concern you, which is strictly a pidgin show made just for you.
Also, not forgetting our new release Friday night show titled Bedu with the Boss Brain.